Easter Island. History and 10 amazing facts. The history of Easter Island, Rapa Nui, Easter Island, or Rapa Nui as it is known to its native inhabitants, is one of the most isolated inhabited islands in the world. Situated over 2,000 miles from the coast of Chile and 1,300 miles from the nearest inhabited island, it has long fascinated historians, archaeologists, and travelers alike due to its enigmatic stone statues called moai, its lost civilization, and its remarkable history, early settlement. It's believed that Polynesian settlers arrived on Easter Island around 800 to 1200 AD, navigating thousands of miles across open ocean using only stars, waves, and natural signs. These settlers brought with them plants, animals, and a complex cultural knowledge base. Once established, the population grew and formed a sophisticated society, carving out agricultural land and developing a strong spiritual and political system. The rise of the moai. Between the 10th and 16th centuries, the Rapa Nui people created the moai, the iconic monolithic statues for which the island is most famous. These stone figures, ranging from a few feet to over 30 feet tall, were carved from volcanic tuff at the Reno Raraku quarry. They were then transported across the island to be erected on ceremonial platforms called ahu, often facing inland as protectors of villages. The moai were built to honor important ancestors, clan leaders, or deified chiefs, believed to provide mana, spiritual power, to the community. The engineering prowess of the Rapa Nui in moving these massive statues remains a subject of debate and wonder. Some theories suggest they walked the statues using ropes in a rocking motion. Ecological collapse and social decline. As the population grew, the demand for resources increased. Over time, the island's ecosystem suffered due to deforestation, particularly of the giant palm trees that once covered the island. These trees were likely cut down for firewood, canoe building, and to aid in moai transportation. With the loss of trees came soil erosion, a drop in crop yields, and the eventual collapse of traditional society. By the 17th century, internal conflicts and warfare became common. Many moai were toppled, likely as part of intertribal rivalry or cultural shifts. The once unified island society fractured into clans, leading to a decline in monument construction and a survivalist culture. European contact. The island was discovered by Dutch explorer Jacob Roggeveen on Easter Sunday in 1722, which is how it got its modern name. At the time, he found a society that had already seen the collapse of its former glory. Later visits by Spanish and British explorers recorded smaller populations and further decline. European contact also brought disease, slave raids, and cultural disruption. In the 1860s, Peruvian slave traders captured a large portion of the population, and those who returned brought with them devastating smallpox epidemics. The native population dwindled to just over 100 individuals by the 1870s. Annexation and modern revival. In 1888, Easter Island was annexed by Chile, a status it retains to this day. The Rapa Nui people were marginalized for much of the 20th century, but recent decades have seen a cultural and linguistic revival. The island's population is now over 7,000, and many are descendants of the original Polynesians. In 1995, UNESCO declared much of the island a World Heritage Site, recognizing its cultural significance. Today, Rapa Nui is not only a symbol of human resilience and ingenuity, but also a stark warning about ecological mismanagement and isolation. 10 amazing facts about Easter Island. 1. Over 900 moai statues exist. There are 887 known moai statues across Easter Island, most carved from a single quarry at Reno Raraku. Many remain unfinished in the quarry, giving insight into how they were made. 2. The moai have bodies. While the heads of moai are the most prominent, many of the statues have full torsos buried underground, with carvings and inscriptions on their backs. 3. The eyes gave them power. Originally, moai statues had inlaid eyes made from coral and obsidian. Once the eyes were inserted, the statue was believed to be activated with spiritual power. 4. The walking moai theory. Recent experiments have shown that moai could be moved upright in a walking motion using ropes, supporting oral traditions that the statues walked to their final resting places. 5. A unique script. Rongorongo. Easter Island is home to a mysterious script called Rongorongo, which remains undeciphered. It is one of the few indigenous scripts ever created in a prehistoric society. 6. Massive hat-like structures. The Pekao. Some Moai have red cylindrical stone hats called Pekao, made from a different volcanic rock. The function is debated, but they likely symbolize top knots or headdresses of status. 7. It was once covered in palm forests. Before deforestation, Easter Island was covered in lush palm forests. Now it is mostly grassy, making it hard to imagine its original ecosystem. 8. A Birdman cult replaced Moai worship. After the Moai era, the Tangata Manu or Birdman cult emerged. It centered around an annual competition to retrieve the first sooty tern egg from a nearby islet, and its winner became a powerful leader for the year. 9. Astronomical alignments. Some Moai and Ahu platforms are aligned with astronomical events such as solstices and equinoxes, showing that the Rapa Nui had a sophisticated understanding of the star. 10. Tourism now drives the economy. Once dependent on subsistence agriculture and fishing, Easter Island now thrives mainly on tourism, with thousands of visitors each year drawn to its archaeological wonders and Polynesian culture. Conclusion: Easter Island is more than just a land of stone giants. It is a vivid example of how human ingenuity, belief systems, and environmental stewardship, or lack thereof, shape the course of civilizations. The Moai stand not only as tributes to ancestors, but also as silent witnesses to a complex and cautionary human history. Despite centuries of hardship and decline, the Rapa Nui people continue to reclaim and celebrate their heritage, making Easter Island a living cultural treasure.